secure attachment with parents help promote a child's cognitive, emotional, and social development. It also helps kids exhibit positive social behaviors. The healthy involvement of parents in their children's day-to-day life helps ensure that the kids can perform better socially and academically. Bonding is the intense attachment that develops between parents and their children. It makes parents want to shower their baby with love and affection and to protect and care for their little ones. And parents responsive to an infant signals can affect the child's social and cognitive development. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all our viewers globally. This is Dr. Shelly Best, your host for this dazzling session, a passionate educationist with 21 years experience in the teaching industry, an international speaker and moderator of international conferences, talk show host, and CBSE observer, multi-awardee, mompreneur, social activist, writer, and nation builder, Changemaker, Assistant Director, India GLT, Deputy Country Director, India IAU, Co-Chairperson, ABCT International, Content Head, Khwab Zindagi Ke, National Core Member of Oxford EduServe. But I feel elated to share that I am an advisory member of EDUKOS Unite of Scholars and Rectors, and also the regional coordinator of Kids Captivation. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Infinite Rec Global Power Talks shared by Dr. Ratish Gupta. REC is a versatile social media platform designed and developed under the aegis of EDUKOS Unite of Scholars, backed by the global community of educators, mental health professionals, motivational leaders, and life skill trainers. Carrying a vision to connect the global educational community for exchange of ideas, diversifying situation-based learning and having solution-based learning is what we keep striving for. Our vision and mission is to serve the educational fraternity, ranging from scholars to students, with all possible solutions and opportunities to further enhance their skill sets. So, dear audience, let me surprise you by the international guest speaker, which we have brought on board from Philippines, and she is none other than our Ms. Sheila May Malizado, who is an educational ambassador, Kids Captivation Play School chain, and also a global ambassador, EDUKOS Unite of Scholars, senior high school teacher at Department of Education, educator, accounting, business and management resources speaker, Microsoft Education ambassador. Also, the profile goes as 2020-21 Microsoft Education Innovative Expert, 2020-21 Microsoft Education Master Trainer, 2018 till date Microsoft Education Ambassador, 2020-21 member of Rotary Club at Marikina East, 2020-21 Interact Club Advisor, 2018-2020 member of Marikina Organization of Learning Leaders, 2018-2020 member of Rotary Greater Marikina Valley, 2018-2020 member of Philippine Council of Deans and Educators in Business. I mean, when the profile is so amazing, I don't know how when the guest comes on the platform, how amazing she will be giving the insights on this brilliant platform. So before I welcome our special guest from Philippines, I request the technical team to kindly play the video so that we can have a good insight about our guest. The video, please. Bravo. I mean to say that this video, which shown to us, was really enthralling, enigmatic to find the young edu leader in front of us. So, with folded hands, I welcome Ma'am Sheila to this brilliant platform to be our honorable guest. The platform is all yours, ma'am. I roll out the red carpet. Welcome to you. So, our audience is very keen to know. They are very curious to find that who the guest is. So, can you give your sweet introduction and tell a bit about yourself?
Okay, thank you very much, madam. As well, I was really amazed by the introduction. Thank you so much. I didn't expect this. And thank you, Sir Ratish, for inviting me here. So I am Miss Sheila May Malisuda again, and I am a senior high school teacher here. Aside from my bread and butter in the Department of Education, I am as well a part-time instructor in a national university here. So we're going to start our class tomorrow. And as well, aside from the Rotary Club, well, there's a lot of organizations that I am affiliated with. So thank you very much for it's a blessing from God actually. Thank you so much.
It's such a delight to hear from a dynamic young edu leader, that is Ma'am Sheila. So, we have got a wonderful topic about the parent-child connect. So, what do you think that is the parent-child and the school a golden triangle according to you?
Yeah, it's really nowadays, especially here nowadays that we are having a pandemic. The key role is really for the teacher, for the parents, because parents nowadays are really serve as a teacher. That's why here in the Philippines, um, we are having continuous orientation with the parents, not only in the senior high, not only in the youngsters, but also in the senior high. We as a teacher serves as only facilitators, but in their own houses, the teachers really are parents. That's why this topic that I'm going to share is really suited for this we are experiencing right now.
Okay. So, Ma'am Sheila, I want to know that how did you find actually this relationship between the parent and child has been gone on a different walk during the pandemic?
Yeah, actually, here in the Philippines, most likely the parents are expecting that the teachers will really teach their kids, and they are surprised now because the key role in learning is the parents. I as well, I am a parent. I am a solo parent, meaning to say I am a single mom. So it's really hard for me to manage my time. That's why in my speech right now, I'm gonna share about the real scenario of being a parent and what is the importance of interaction.
Wow, that was so great. So, I believe, do you want to give the insight by the presentation which you have prepared for our audience?
It's more on the integration of or the relationship or the importance of interaction between the parents and the children, and as well the effects of of technology right now,
Okay.
and as well the effects of the technology, and as well as the ways on how are we going to uh, have a good interaction with our children as
Great,
parents.
great. Ma'am Sheila, would you like to share your presentation so that it is very much clear to the audience also?
Thank you very much, madam.
Yeah.
So let's start. Okay. So is it visible?
Yes, it is visible to us, but you can make it full screen.
Okay. So again, I am Sheila May Malisido. I'm gonna share about the importance of parent-child children interaction in the time in the current times. Okay. So according to O'Connor 2002 in the Education Development Center 2020, entitled How Home Visiting Can Support Parent-Child Interactions, the parent-child relationship is the channel through which parents influence the cognitive, academic, social, and emotional development of their children. Parent and child each provide clues to which the other responds. This dyadic interaction, which combines behaviors, emotions, and expectations, is an essential part of the formative years of children and is primarily responsible for setting the stage for almost all aspects of a child's development up to age adult. So the first are crucial for the way a child develops and learns. The foundations for a healthy adult life are laid in the early years. Early brain development is essential for forming the connections necessary for future development. Positive parent-child interaction has an impact on the child's brain development. Young children's brains are building synaptic connections at a rapid rate. We know that by the age of 3, 80% of synaptic connections are established. By the time we hit our 20s, brain growth stabilizes and size begins. Children who experience positive and nurturing interactions with their parents during infancy and early childhood develop strong, positive attachments and are significantly better prepared to succeed in school. There is no such thing as spoiling a young child. There is no thing as a manipulative 1-year-old. No amount of warm, responsive care is too much. In fact, the absence of such care can lead to anxiety and depression. So what is the difference between the parent-child quantity time and parent-child quality time? In the parent-child quantity time, according to Bronfenbrenner, 1979, the parent-child microsystem includes the time parents and children spend together. Parent-child quantity time is crudely measured as the total time that parents and their children spend with one another during waking hours. However, according to Fallon and Bowles, 1997, time together may not provide a clear picture of how it affects the relationship and how it meets the adolescent's developmental needs. For us, in parent-child quality time, unfortunately, the majority of studies that have investigated parent-adolescent time have focused solely on the quantity of time spent together, ignoring the perceived quality of the time spent together. In concept by Fallon and Bowles, 1997, quality time encompasses more than just parents and their children spending time together. It includes the affective component of time spent, where the adolescent and parent feel like they are together. Quality time is most often conceptualized as time where children have the opportunity to interact with someone with whom they have an intimate and trusting relationship. Furthermore, quality time focuses on positive communication, where the child can feel safe to ask questions, discuss vulnerable topics, and emotionally disclose. Although in these current times, it is difficult for us to balance our home and our work. In the normal scenario, we are working for about 6 to 8 hours a day, and the rest are our family or parent duties. But nowadays, we are working for almost 12 to 18 hours. Our work occupies most of our time. Working from home has somewhat benefiting us and destroying us. Benefiting wherein we got to be with our loved ones. Destroying us by losing our time and divulging our time to excellence and to survive. That technology became the nanny of our children, losing the interaction that we have to give to our children. What is the relation of interactive technology and time and parent-child relationship? According to the studies of Lenhart, Perrin, Pew Research Center, McHale, interactive technologies are a pervasive part of life across the lifespan, and these technologies have become integrated within the microsystem. Currently, there are mixed opinions about how technology may influence family time. Some researchers insist that technology distracts from parent-child time, and others conclude that families may actually spend more time together because technology reduces the time it takes to accomplish tasks. Mesh determined from his research with adolescent peer relationships that preferred communication mediums were related to how the relationship was formed. Face-to-face communication is preferred when ties were developed to face-to-face and online communication is preferred. Relationships when were formed online. Based on this quantity forms, it seems logical to examine which of interactive technology might actually be quantity and quality parent-child, and which forms may be detrimental to the and quality of time that parents and their children spend together. According to elkbrevard.org, raising children is one of the most rewarding and difficult things we are likely to do in life. And even harder is that they are not accompanied by instructions. The possibility of social interactions with parents is important for the growth of all children. Through social interactions, children begin to feel themselves and learn what their parents want from them. Social interactions in young children usually take place in the family, but as children grow and develop, they want to play with other children. So it is important that children's interaction with parents is positive. Parents are their child's first teachers. When interacting with a parent, children learn social skills such as sharing, cooperating, and respecting the things of others. In addition, young children also learn to communicate and develop motor skills. So there are some ways that we can positively interact with children on a daily basis. During this time of the year, it is important for our children to have our presence, not just presence. Our time and positive contact with our children can be the best gift we can have or we can give, and it's cheap. So some ways to interact with our child in a positive manner on daily basis are catch your child in a positive behavior and praise them. Limit words such as don't or no. Teach positive behaviors instead of telling your child what not to do. Set limits and expectations. Teach the behavior you would like to see your child exhibit. Play with your child as much as your time permits. Play is important in a child's development. Ask open-ended questions and listen to your child by making eye contact. Read to your child every day. Don't be afraid to get down on the child's level. Sometimes getting into a chair or on the floor can be better for both parent and child. Use your patience. Take a deep breath, count to 10. Don't take your anger out on the child. So, parent child interactions lay the foundation for children's development and learning. Nurturing and stable relationships between babies and parents boost brain development in the early years, help children develop a positive sense of self, and build their social skills. Healthy social and emotional development supports self-regulation, strong cognitive development, resilience, and school readiness. So as parents, we have a vital role in our rearing or in in the success and our children's future. That's it. Thank you very much.
Wow, Ma'am Sheila. That was quite an epic and enthralling presentation which you have given, and I believe the content and the colorful slides and picture made it very, very easy for the viewers also to understand. And I think you have explained it also in a perfect manner. So this was very keen, and the bonding which you have shown regarding the parent and the child, I think that is the most needed hour. Can you please close the presentation so that we can go to the interactive mode of the question and answers?
Okay, now close
Yeah.
this. Am I still sharing? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. It's perfect. And it's a delight to have an interactive session with you based on your presentation. So, my first question, which I hope the viewers must be very keen to know about, is that in this time of pandemic and the trying times and the challenging times, which is more important according to you, the parent child quality time or parent child quantity time?
For me, it's a quality time because as what I have shared about, it's about building trust to our children because you have a lot of time, that's quantity, but it's not quality. So we are contributing the great foundation of our children. We are developing their brains and their emotional, cognitive and emotional. That's why we as parents have a vital role in rearing them.
Yes.
That's why, but it's but here in nowadays during pandemic we have a lot of time, so we can combine the quality and the quantity.
Yes.
Yeah, that is why we have to take advantage of this time. It's not really a burden to us that this pandemic we have. It's a benefit. It's an advantage for us, especially we as a family. Uh, we as a what do you call that? Family people or family man or family as a parent. It's my great
Yes.
advantage because madam, I'm a solo parent and I am working for almost 12 hours or 18 hours a day. And I'm just arriving here. What we are going to do is to just sleep. But here nowadays, in this current time, I have a lot of time. So it's a great
Very,
advantage.
very well said, Ma'am Sheila. And my next question to you is, can you give the characteristics of the broader theme of today's topic, that is education of the giftedness?
Again, the characteristics of
Education of the giftedness.
educational giftedness.
Yeah. Because my audience are curious to know the insight, the characteristics, the features, what all things can come under this topic.
Okay, about educational giftedness, actually, interacting with, we can use the technology.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, I have a child, I have a kid here that my parents regard him as a special or gifted because if we say gifted, they have different behavior. So it's difficult for me to teach him because his attention is not in me, but the technology can interact with him, wherein I am astonished by how the development of his cognitive. But bear in mind that even technology has an advantage to our children, still we have responsibility because it has a great bad effect to our children. So somehow, in terms of interaction and about giftedness, yes, as parent and in terms of the technology, we can develop the talents and skills of our children, and that's our gift, and that's the gift.
Very well
Actually,
spoken, Ma'am Sheila. But here, very close to this question is my another question. Because see, if we talk about the privileged children, if we talk about the privileged parents, I believe the education sector has actually boomed up with the help of the technology. IT
yes,
sector has really helped the education to survive during these trying times.
yes,
And the parents who could easily had an access of the gadgets, Wi-Fi
yes,
connections and internet to the children, I think in those families there were no problem. But what about the children who reside in the remote areas, remote
yeah.
where the electricity might be a problem, the Wi-Fi can be a problem, gadget could be the problem? Then how do you think the parents and the children could survive, and how did they cope up with the education?
Actually, in my country, the primary school are not undergoing online class. They do not have online class, but modular.
Okay, okay,
And the key role as teachers are the parents. So that's the answer of the Department of Education as an answer of the continuity of the learning of the students.
okay. So of course we often see that children might have got the COVID learnings. Okay, but apart from all the positive features of this, do you think it has certain disadvantages also for our children?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, it really has. And as a parent, my gosh, it's very difficult
Yeah.
because they can. One of my eldest say, "I don't have a
Yes.
teacher," because she
Correct.
can see the teacher. They do not have an online class. So I always say, you have to answer this module. No, I don't have a teacher. I don't have a school. So what happens to the child? So it's really a great um, role for us as parents to teach our children. And it's very difficult because, madam, I am a senior high. I am catering, I am teaching um, 18 years old and above. So I can teach 6 to 5, 6, 7 years old
Yes. Correct.
because it's different approach.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's very different approach when you teach a small child and when you teach an adult child. Yes, different
Yes,
approaches are there. But do you
different.
think do you think the teachers and the educators over there, they met with certain challenges? I mean, did you actually train all your teachers, all the educators, to make them equipped with the technology so that they can deal with the child for the perfect result?
Yes, because as a Microsoft ambassador and as a national trainer in the
Yeah.
Department of Education, we are continuously training educators across the country about how to use the technology in terms of the teaching and learning. So we actually it's our passion.
Okay. That's good. That's good. Okay, ma'am Sheila, we have talked about the technology. We have talked about all its advantages and disadvantages about the corona learnings, about the education, whether it is giftedness or not. But here I want to bring an emotional factor also. Now, in these trying times, you must be aware that many parents must have lost the job. There was financial crisis. Okay. How about you share the emotional intelligence over here regarding the parent and the child and the education?
Honestly, here in my country, the Department of Education always telling us to be lenient
Okay.
with the students. Do not pressure them in terms of the activities. Do not pressure them in terms of attendance. So most likely as a teacher, I do not give a lot of workloads to
Okay.
the students. I always give collaborative work,
Yes. Good.
wherein they will work as group. And then sometimes I talk with another teacher to integrate his subject to my subject. So that's from that, and you should not be uh, what do you call that, making them pressure in terms of the schedule or the deadline.
Exactly. Exactly.
No, because the mental health, actually in the first months of pandemic, there's a lot of suicides, student suicides and teacher suicide because they cannot cope up with the challenges. That's why the Department of Education keep on telling us to be lenient.
Very well spoken, Ma'am Sheila. And here there is a very, the question which is getting connected to this also. Do you think we all were successful in our goal of achieving the best education which we want to give through the online media? Do you think there were the cases of absenteeism also? There were the cases of cheating also? And do you think the children were 100% conscious of whatever the educators want to give them on the online platform? Or did you face challenges?
As a parent, I am really as a parent.
Yeah.
That's why I can relate on my students.
Yes.
Because that if the teacher gave a lot of workloads and the parent can and the student can cope up with those workloads, who will be the one who will answer?
Yes.
The parent.
So, under these circumstances, how did you keep the parents in confidence?
So as for me, actually I do not have a advisory class, but I gave them my students. I do not most likely give standardized test. No,
Okay.
performance.
Okay.
So from that, I could ask for permission from the parents to support their students or
Okay.
their children. But just keeping in mind that it should be suited on the situation wherein students can't go or go outside to do the work.
Okay.
So from there, uh, you will give a responsibility or obligation to the parents and to the students to do the learning. So well, but there are lots of teachers actually honest that are really stubborn.
That's great. That's great.
Yes, and actually, my for me as a parent, I have a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old, but
Okay.
I do not push them. Hey, you have to study this. You
Yes.
have to answer this.
Uh-huh.
No, if the teacher will give just a passing score, oh,
Yeah.
very good.
Good. Good.
At least you passed.
That's good.
Because 75, 78 is just nearly feeling.
Yes.
But I have a responsibility to my kids. But as a solo parent, I have a responsibility to for me to provide. So let's just be grateful that there is a continuity of learning. That learning doesn't stop when we while we are experiencing this, and we should not pressure our students or our children to have achievements,
Great,
because
great.
it's I always say to my students, this that is just grades, and the grade doesn't define you. So
Very well spoken here. But if I put you as an educator and also as a parent yourself, then can you tell me how did you cope with this work-life balance?
um, to be honest, it's really difficult.
Yeah, I can understand.
Actually, while researching on this topic, I learned because in the days ago or months ago, I'm really busy. I am a student because I am finishing my PhD.
Yes.
So I am having my dissertation,
Mhm.
and most of the time I only have 2 hour on 1 hour nap, power nap.
Okay.
And then after waking up, I have this work,
Okay.
and then after that I have this another work,
Oh, that's
and
great.
then I am just being grateful that I am with my parents.
Mhm.
But it's really difficult. But now since I finished with my PhD, so I could have a great or a quality and quantity time for my kids. So adjusting my time again, being suited to their needs, because I have to develop their emotional and cognitive. So going down the level we're in, it's not that I am a parent. No,
Yeah.
you have to play with your kids
Yes.
before sleeping time. You could tickle them.
Yeah.
You could play with them.
Yes.
You could watch movies
Yeah.
together.
So that
Because
is the quality time what you are
yes,
telling me, because here I did not want to focus on the quantity time, but yes, I want to stress
yeah,
on the quality time which you are spending. However, it might be less, but then yes, you are giving the quality time.
yeah,
So that's
quality
quite good.
time. Even though before the pandemic, when I am busy for 5 or 6 days, or I've been in a training, I will find really a quality time by um, going to the mall together, watching movies,
Yeah, yeah,
eating
great.
together. Yeah, and sometimes I leave from work because as solo parent, I have a benefit to take some service credits. Um, Having time together, it's really a precious time.
Yes, that means pre-COVID, because it's not happening with you. I guess it is happening with the entire world, because
Yes.
pre-COVID we had a different lifestyle, and now we have adapted ourselves to the new normal, which I believe
Yeah.
will stay. Will stay put in. I don't know for how many months, maybe for years and all. But it is such an inspiring session to know from you that even during the COVID and the trying times, you have kept yourself so busy. Okay. and
Yeah.
and perfecting the work life balance, giving the quality time also to the family. You are doing your PhD also, and simultaneously you are managing your career as well. So I guess you are the dynamic, powerful edu leader in front of us, and I am really thankful to Dr. Ratish Gupta for having invited you to this platform, because you have actually enlightened the session, and I guess you have given such beautiful insights to the audience, and they will be loving and lapping it up from all different corners of the globe. So I am really thankful to Ma'am Sheila for giving us your precious time to this brilliant platform and have spoken on such a delightful topic. I believe it is the need of the hour. So at the end, I would like to say that I would maintain that thanks are the highest form of thought, and that gratitude is happiness doubled by wonder. Joy is the simplest form of gratitude, and we would celebrate a joy by felicitating our international guest from Philippines, Ma'am Sheila, by appreciating her by a small token of appreciation, by EDUKOS Unite of Scholars, by Dr. Ratish
you.
Gupta for your gracious presence and the insight you shared on this platform. So please accept our honor. This is for you, and this is a
Thank
small
you.
felicitation from our side for such a bright session. So before I wind up this session, any last words you want to speak to our loving audience, Ma'am Sheila?
Um, as what I have said, our children are gifts from God. They are our blessings.
Yes,
It's
no
our
doubt.
mission to rear them, to mold them, to become one as pleasing to God. That is why we have a great role to be to mold them in the right path. That's why it's our great responsibility, it's our great obligation. So in these trying times, in this pandemic, so we have to take advantage of it. It's not a burden.
Seriously. So this is the wonderful insight and the last welcome note, you wanted to give us before saying bye-bye to this session. And before signing off, I once again, with folded hands, would want to thank you for your gracious presence on this platform and speaking on such a vibrant and important topic. And I believe you were able to inspire our lovely audience by your enlightening talk and by your wonderful presentation. Because if I liked it, I guess my audience also will be loving it. So thank you once again, Ma'am Sheila, for gracing the platform. And I hope we'll meet all over again. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thank you.